family circle all the way. Yeah, remember when you was younger, it's like they used to advertise this thing called laser beam, yeah? And having it now, you see the mobile phone is like a laser beam. You see when the internet connection, what they call them sound wave, it's not sound wave, you know, it's a laser beam, yeah, because it's radiation come together. And today they are making thing called 5G. I'm gonna show you an example, and I'm gonna try my best because I never really do this thing yet, yeah. And it's a screen record I'm doing, yeah. So you're gonna see in my phone and all these things, yeah. All right. So remember, you can't use your naked eye to see the laser beam, but it's just like a sound effect, yeah. Yeah, we then call them wave, yeah, wave, like how the phone connect to the Wi-Fi. All right, I'm gonna try my best to do it fast, yeah. All right, so I can show you YouTube. All right, this is a YouTube clip. All right, hold on there. Yeah, it come like the internet not picking up.
Split screen. I don't know. We'll have to ask about that. I'm ready, sir. Wow. Wow. So, sir, I've seen this operated on one person, but how does it measure up against a crowd of people?
You can use it in a crowd to move a crowd from one area to the other. That's the beauty of the system. You can actually sweep from left to right, start on one end, and you can get them in the direction that you want to go. So it's very useful to the commander, moving people in a specific direction.
So it's a very effective weapon that has a very broad range of things they can do. And at the same time, it's non-lethal. It's not going to kill
Absolutely.
you.
Alright, so that's a one where I kind of get one with the mobile phone. Right there. Mobile phone. Alright, go on YouTube, mobile phone. Yes, I'm trying to do this as quick as I can, you know. Yeah, but sometimes the internet is just playing up wicked. Sometimes ads come up on all of these things. Yeah. So after I do this now, I'm going to show you about the 5G. What like people with PhD qualification.
You can see here, using my infrared camera, you can see that infrared light doesn't penetrate glass. So using a device called a Wallabot, costs about $80, and a smartphone, I'm going to be showing you how you can reach James Bond status in your espionage.
Bond. James Bond.
So before I show you how to commit espionage with this, let me show you what it's meant to be used for. So the Wallabot uses radio frequency, which can penetrate walls and even concrete. It's calling it a pipe or a wire because it doesn't think there's an arm behind the wall. So basically it's able to see right through this board here and see my arm behind it. If you turn it to this expert mode, you can see more of the actual data that it's seeing.
Alright, so remember, that is like 5G, yeah? 5G gonna be a strong weapon, you know? Yeah.
Members of the telecommunication industry. That's the fox guarding the hen house.
Our 3-year-old, again at home, is outraged when we pull out the driveway and he's not able to access Wi-Fi.
Something smells sinister.
This is a video what I'm making, yeah? Yeah, so this is the edited mode.
Here.
Expose them to radio frequency, mobile phone waves, they swim in circle.
Which are also called radar ranges, because that is radar. 2.4 gigahertz is interesting. It's not the
being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
Almost immediately, I had neighbours knocking on the door, talking about children bleeding from the nose. I had images posted on Facebook. And one neighbour in particular came to my door and mentioned the fact that since the LED street lighting had...
Like where family I say. You see, like where the family I say now is like, yeah, you can't record, so I left that alone. And like what the family was saying there now, is like that happened to my daughter. You know what I mean? She says since she come to the UK, maybe she never used to all of these radiation. It's like she have bleeding nose, she have migraine in the family. When I'm saying this, I'm not joking. You see? Alright, go back in there. Alright, came back a little bit.
And one neighbour in particular came to my door and mentioned the fact that since the LED street lighting had been installed, she was bleeding from the nose every single night. I thought it was unbelievable. However, I spoke to her.
Some of the effects that we can look at, well, one thing is just our regular Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz. That's in the same range as microwave ovens, which are also called radar ranges, because that is radar. 2.4 gigahertz is in.
When the family say radar is a laser beam, they maybe call it a different name, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's like, just like when time them say, I'll give you an example, you see. Just like when them say apple and mango and all of these things, they class as fruit. So sometimes they don't want you to know the danger of things. It's like they call it different name, but it's the same thing. So when they say when they call it radar, is a laser beam, just like what the phone pick up on, just like the 5G what's coming out.
Interesting. It's not the peak absorption rate in water for microwave frequencies, but it's at a point where it allows full penetration.
Birth rate in this country dropped the most that it ever has in recent history, 3%.
Circle.
Done here in Australia, taking sperm from healthy men. And one test tube gets exposed to cell phone radiation, and one test tube is not exposed.
Patterson, he was a
full-scale experiment using our own kids.
One interesting case, John Patterson. He was a telecommunications engineer in Sydney, Australia. Very brilliant man.
For 20 years, John tested Telstra digital systems. Over the time, he realised the dangers of electromagnetic radiation.
In Sydney, Australia, used British Army tank and went and destroyed 6 cell phone towers in Sydney, Australia, because he wanted to stop this. He was trying to make a point.
And I'll tell you, as I mentioned earlier, and it's been commented several times amongst the panel here, this is truly an economic development issue.
Members of the telecommunication industry. That's the fox guarding the hen house.
It's a fact that most insurance companies will not indemnify against EMF effects. Telecom companies around the world are warning their investors of potential major costs due to real or alleged risks of EMF pollution from their products. Interestingly enough, they're warning their investors, but they're not telling their customers. They're basically keeping it quiet because that's where their money comes from. So we're using technology that could be very potentially harmful to us, and the investors know it. But their only worry is that they might lose money, not that our health might be affected.
With the 5th generation, it's actually a whole new ballgame. It's not using the same technology. They're switching to military-grade millimeter wave technology. And when you look at this technology, I mean, if you go and look at DARPA reports, come and look at some of the patents that the United States military has put out on what they can do with psychological weapons, all sorts of things, crowd control, active denial, anything.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, so come to One World page and family circle and WhatsApp, you know what I mean? Because the more family come together, the more we can do, yeah? So, if you watch this video and you don't come to the group, you're under a program, you know what I mean? And family, we're using program after program, all different things to open up the mind, yeah? And we all come from the same place, yeah? Alright, so it's a wrap, yeah? Alright.